FAMU back in the 80s. And she's one of my travel buddies. I love her dearly. I am a pharmacist, been a pharmacist for 31 years this year. I currently work at CVS Health, and I am on the COVID team right now. So since December, I have been going to clinics in the nursing homes, skilled nursing facilities, long-term care, assisted living. So I've seen a lot of seniors in the last 3 months. And I'm enjoying it. It's different from being on the bench, actually in the store. I feel like I've always had a passion for taking care of the elderly. I kind of just gel with all my patients when they come in, develop relationships. So I love people. That's why I've always done retail pharmacy. And hey, I'm here to just listen and learn a little bit.
She is a mother of 2 sons.
Sons.
Is a mother of a daughter. Y'all got to talk about your children.
Okay, I got a 20-year-old, soon to be 21, and a 23-year-old. And they keep me on my toes. One is a rising senior at Florida A&M in the School of Business. And Adrienne also is my soror. So we like to travel to the AKA conventions together and shop and so fly. We do attend the meetings. My family always says, I don't see you in the meeting. You don't see me in the meetings, but we do attend the meetings.
We do attend the meeting. And Roberta, you can stop looking like that. And Angelica is her sister-in-law.
Yes, that was my sister-in-law who spoke earlier. She's married to my big brother. Yeah. And we both live in Tallahassee together. So I see her, she checks on me, and I check on them.
Okay. All right, so we're going to slide on over here to the left to my cousin, Erica. Hi, Cuzzo.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Hi. Sorry I'm tardy for the party, but I'm working, honey. I am at work right now. I didn't expect to be here tonight, but you know. So I'm Erica Grove, soon to be Erica Carter. Yes, that part. Yes. So this is my cousin. Man, we didn't get to really know each other until we were older. How about that? Because I'm from New York, and my family kind of was just a small knit group of family. I really didn't know all of my family. So as I've gotten older, I've gotten to meet a lot of family members, and it just seems to happen that Adrienne and I have bonded to Aries cousins. Okay, you know how she is about her zodiac sign. But we just formed a connection, and she is my favorite cousin ever. So that's how we are connected, through family, right? So let's talk a little bit about my career, right? So normally I am in retail. And I love retail. I've done retail my entire life since the age of 14, and it's all I've ever done. So I decided to take and make a career change, because the traveling, because I was district leader and things of that nature, caused me to be away from family and friends quite frequently. So I made a career change, and now I'm at HD Supply as a logistics operations manager, which is a different task for me. Very nervous. I think I called Adrienne like, oh my God, this is going to be a challenge. She's like, you got it. And I'm still here. And I'm still here. So it has been a challenge, but I'm winning. And that's that's great. So I have 4 kids. They're all girls. I prayed and prayed for a boy. So I've got 2 lesbian daughters. How about that? So let's just say, I guess I got my boys, right? So 4 daughters, and about to get married in April. It has been a long road, because we were supposed to get married for my 50th birthday, and then COVID happened the week before. So all of that was canceled and postponed. So I'm embarking upon my wedding and my nuptials and my true love, I guess. So there you go. You know, that part.
I guess,
honey.
All right. We are claiming him. Mr. Carter is your true love, ma'am, because I'm not coming to no more weddings. I'm going to just keep it real. This one and done. We're going to do right.
I'll push him to the side real quick. All right, let's go.
We gonna leave it all on the table with this one, all on the floor with this one, man. Okay, all right. Okay, and so last and certainly not least, and I know that one more person will be coming in about 8:45, but Seeker Rose Green, True Blood.
Did you put my maiden name last? That's funny.
Oh, I did. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marvin. I
That's
apologize.
okay. You know he's watching. He's probably put something in the comments right now.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, she is a green, honey. Has been for
Hilarious.
25 years.
Hilarious. So, good evening, everyone. I am fortunate to know all these ladies.
Absolutely.
It's just been truly a blessing. So, I am Sika Rose, True Blood Green. And I do, and so my maiden name is not Rose, like a lot of people will say, Miss Rose Green. No, that is my middle name. I was named after my grandmothers. Both of them were Rose and Rosa. I live in Tallahassee, Florida. That is actually where I was raised. Born in Japan. My dad was in the army. I met Adrienne on the highest of seven hills, Florida A&M University, summer '85. Can remember it like it was yesterday. And it's interesting. Roberta said sometimes we duke it out and we come right back, and I think that's the case for Adrienne and me as well. It's been a wild ride, but I wouldn't trade any of it for all the gold in Fort Knox. I am married. I'm married to Marvin Green for 25 years. 25 years this past November. We have three children, young adults. So Mari is 20 and is a junior at FAMU, and Shayla's 17 and a half and is graduating from FAMU High and will be at FAMU in the summer as a cardiopulmonary science major. I had to put that in there.
Right.
Mari is a religion philosophy major, psychology minor. And then we have Marvin Eugene Green the third, or Gray, and he is 14, 14 going on 33. And then we have Buddy the dog. So Buddy is the only man, and he is there but holding on. I am Regional Executive Director for Children's Home Society of Florida, which is the state's largest child welfare organization. I oversee 5 programs. However, my career, I spent 27 years in public relations, communications, and media relations. So I took a shift into human services. And I love every minute of it. I've been doing it for 2 years. So as I was listening to everyone talk about what they're doing, it's amazing how the intersections,
Yes.
we're all very connected to the public. So I think that's really interesting how we all are connected that way. I try to love life, try to take the challenges and figure out how to learn from them. Definitely. It's so interesting because all these ladies, I've had a piece of all of you over these last years, and it has been wonderful. So yeah, A knows where the bones are buried. I just can't wait to see what you think about everybody. But just very happy to be alive. Navigating the pandemic. Yeah, so there you go. Oh, and I think I am the lone, let me look on here. Yeah. I think that I am the lone Delta girl out of the group. So I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, very, very proud member. But like I say, I may wear 9 pearls and these ladies may wear 20, but when it comes to being friends and sisters, it doesn't
Absolutely.
matter. The colors do not matter at all. And it is a beautiful, magical, wonderful thing.
Yes.
So I can, like Oprah says about Gail, I can only wish, only pray that every woman finds friends like these.
Absolutely.
Because your life will be blessed if you have them, figure out how to hold on to them.
Yes.
So listen, y'all will make me deviate from the script because I do have, some questions and, we're going to talk about some of that. But what Sika just said, because I have to be real, y'all know I keep it real. So you all have been a constant piece of my quilt. But sometimes some of the patches fall off. Sometimes they fall off because you ripped them off and you just said, the hell with this, I don't need this piece no more. Sometimes, it just gets so old and worn, it just kind of falls off by itself. But I think that, especially growing up in Tuskegee and being Girl Scouts and all that, singing the little make new friends, but keep the old and all, one is silver and the other's gold and all that. You really don't even think about friends exiting your life and not being a part of your life anymore. And you all are so important to me. Y'all have held me down through, children going, college and high school and, all of that, and performances and a divorce. And I mean, like, I can't imagine my life without you all. Mm-hmm. How important is friendship to you all? I want to hear from everybody. And I'm going to say this to Sonia now. I want you to know it's all right if you get teary at some point through this conversation. Oh, okay. Because I got my tissue over here because at a certain point it's going to happen. So, yeah. But how important is just having a sister girl? And I know some of you all's best friends, Carla and Sophia, and so I know some of you all's other extensions. And I think that what's so wonderful about my group of friends is that we go all the way back from 7 years old to then not meeting until 18 years old, but you all get together and you all can communicate with each other whether I'm there or not. So how important is the sisterhood to y'all?
Let me start out. Can I start out with this?
Yeah, for me, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you, for me, it's so important. I have lived so many different places and have been around so many different people. And every time I get into a new environment, I think about that. Make new friends, but keep the old. Your grandmother, Miss Harrison, brought that to us. We sang that as Girl Scouts, and I'm going to tell you that is so true. I can only wish for my girls that they could have friendship that long and for so long. Things are so much different because they have all this social media and so much. We had pressure, but not that kind of pressure, right. I guess because we had such a good foundation about who we are. And then we were in such a little utopia. So
yeah,
we were in a bubble. So all that extra, anything that was outside of that was just outside of that, but we had each other. And we knew that on a Saturday, a fun fall festival or a pancake supper or spend the night or a PG party or, all of that, we knew that we had each other. I have met so many people over my lifetime, and I have been blessed each place that I've gone to find people who have become very close to me. But there are people who really know you, who really get you, who really understand where you have come from, or those times with or without, but it was still okay. But I'm going to tell you too, we're talking about friendship and how important the sisterhood is. I have one dear friend who is watching right now. She let me know she was watching. And I'm going to tell you, she has kept me from jumping off the ledge several times at work. Let me tell you. So our work friendship has extended beyond just work. I can honestly say that she's a friend. But sisterhood, even if you don't see each other for a year, if that person is truly your friend, when you pick up, it's just like it was yesterday.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you hadn't seen them in 5 years or 4 years. When you get there, you feel the love is overwhelming. For me, coming home for homecoming, I haven't been to Tuskegee in God knows when. So it was an anxious time for me. I had so many mixed emotions, but the love that I was given from my friends, I'm cool now. I mean, I feel like I can go, be there, be okay, but I have you guys, I have my friends, and it's okay. So it's so important that you have that in your life, because I'm gonna tell you, my mother said these very words. She said, you know what, it's a low down dog eat dog world out there, and you need to figure it out. And by saying that, I know with my friends, I don't have to figure it out by myself.
Yes.
I have for so long, that's just been a part of my DNA to get it done. But I know that when the buck stops, I don't really have to. That's my choice if I decide to figure it out on my own. But I have that support. Somebody that's going to say, well, I got you.
Right.
Well, what's going on with you? I hadn't talked to you, so I knew something was going on. And like I think somebody said, she's into her astrology. Absolutely, she'll say, "Oh, that's that Scorpio thing going on,"
That's it.
And she'll say, that's that Scorpio thing. Yeah, that's you know what it is. So for me, it's everything, and this even really solidifies how much more important it is when I take time out to just admit it, just to say it. I have people, I have a tribe, I have people, I got my people. That's a good feeling. That is a good feeling. I'm telling you, I don't care how you cut that. That is a good feeling to say I have my people. So it's amazing to have that. Yeah.
All right. Look, because y'all know I'm over here tearing up. I'm already stuffed up. So I'm like, okay, I can't cry. Because then I really can't breathe and talk. So y'all just jump on in here.
Well, I guess I'll go next. I'm going to start off with, I think it was last Christmas. You asked us to make an ornament about how we knew you or our relationship with you. And of course, Angela she's got some of the same things that I have. And Girl Scouting, yes, was very an important part of our lives.
Yes, it was.
And it helped to form us into the women that we've grown into.
Yes.
And really just looking back, and even our clique, Pure Gold, we didn't know then, but some of the things that we were doing then, first of all, were things that a lot of kids our age didn't even have opportunities to do.
Absolutely.
But growing up in our own little bubble, we had a lot of experiences that a lot of people say, well, you grew up in the country. Well, no, Tuskegee is not country.
Not, no.
We need to clarify that.
Yes.
So our relationships, whether it was from 1 year old or 100 years old, they're all pieces of us.
Yeah.
And even as I, look here on the forum, yes, I know everybody here, and we've all shared in some good times. And again, those are pieces as well, because you take something from every relationship that you have with people. However, my sister friends, my sister girls, my tribe, they are my support. I have a small family. So I often, sometimes when I'm talking with Adrienne, we talk about family, because I depend a lot on my extended family. because I have such a small family. I have one daughter. And so I try to instill in her the importance of having friendships as well, because you never know when you might need that someone or when that someone might need you. Support is also a growing mechanism for all of us as well. You just have to, as I said, we duke it out in reference to A, and then we come back and we duke it out, but we're still friends at the end of the day and going to be friends. So that's where I am with friendship. Lots of love, lots of caring, sharing, and growing.
Yeah.
And even though, like as I said, in these little 53 years, there's still a lot of growing that I have to do that I look forward to doing.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at with friendship.
All right. Whoever's jumping in.
So I'll go next. It's amazing to me when I think about the years that I've known Adrienne, because Adrienne, Sika, and Sonia and I were at FAMU together, but Sonia and I really didn't know each other. She plays AKA kind of as I was in graduate school leaving, but I really didn't know her until later on. I knew Sika through Adrienne. And it's so funny that every part of my life, Adrienne has been there, no matter what. She's met all of my family, cousins that she's now friends with, friends that she's now friends with, all of them. And we've kind of intertwined with each other, whether she was having a baby, some baby's graduation, we're going to Sika's house for a graduation, whatever, we're all intertwined together. And yes, I do have other friends, but these right here, I don't have to worry about it. I can call any of them and say, I need you. I need something, Prior to getting married, I'm calling her about, talking about me. And she's like, listen, you got to work on you first, So I'll say to her, okay, I need the friend advice. I don't need Dr. A. I need you to be A, my girlfriend, not A, my doctor, giving me that kind of advice. So I just, I appreciate you, Adrienne, just how you have really been there for me through everything. And I just can't, you have no idea what your friendship has meant to me through the years. And I just want to say I love you. And, I'm so glad that, I'm a part of all of this, because I do feel like that you're one of my besties. And I say it all the time, so God bless me to have you in my life. So I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way. Y'all not gonna make me cry these little lashes off. Because on one of these shows, it was flying off, and I said, "Oh my God, do they see that my lashes falling off?" So I'm putting these tears to a minimum tonight. All right, Erica.
Hey, so I'm just gonna say this: where I'm from, it's a different breed, and then my girlfriends that I grew up with, we still talk, and when we connect, we're closest and we're thick as thieves, right? But it was ride or die. It was protect yourself, protect your home, protect your family. So we were on a different level. Moving to Georgia and really growing up with three brothers, I didn't have the girlfriendship. I learned a lot of this, and she doesn't know this, from watching my cousin Adrienne, because I just was a loner and by myself. I had my girlfriends, but I'm the type of girlfriend is when I see you, I see you. And I'm not going to be picking up the phone calling you all the time. And I can't got time for that. I just have always been by myself. I grew up pretty much a girl in the house by herself with three brothers, and they didn't let me do anything. Only freedom I had was going to dance class. And so that's how I kind of lived my life. And then coming to Georgia, watching Cuzzo, seeing her with her sorority friends, hanging out with her and tagging along, I was like, oh, okay, so I do have girlfriends. And so I do have some girlfriends. I'm going to claim Sika. I'm going to claim all y'all. And so it just kind of, came that way. My very good girlfriend, her name is Sophia. We are thick as thieves. But I will tell you that I learned about friendship through Adrienne. And to watch her and be a part of what she calls her tribe has really just made my heart grow even the more fonder. And so I have to tell you guys, like the experiences that I've had with each and every one of you, my cousin calling me saying, hey, I got you. Let's pull this together. I called her and said, what are we doing for Kamala Harris? What are we going to do for Kamala? Like, we got to put on our pearls. She was like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm sipping on some champagne. Yay. I was like, and she pulled a whole party together in like 2 hours. I mean, let me tell you, she holds like such a special place in my heart. And she just really doesn't know how much I look up to her. We're not that far apart in age, but she is like my big sister that I will never, ever have in life. But she showed me how to be a true friend. And then she also showed me the companionship. You girls' bonds, I admire it, but I feel like I have a special place because I'm Cuzzo. So I'm just going to say that. And it's just special to watch. I mean, I love her so much. She just has no idea. Now that fallout thing, we've all experienced that. And she'll tell me in a minute, you a different kind of Aries. I don't know what kind of Aries you are, but then we will not talk for days. And then we'll be like, hey, how you doing? Just like nothing ever happened. And it's just that kind of love. And so thank you for taking me in, ladies, because I know each and every one of you, some form of fashion. And we've been through a lot together, lots of parties, lots of conversations. And I just thank you for inviting me in, Cuzzo.
Absolutely. Y'all have turned this segment into something that it wasn't supposed to be. But anyway, all right, Sika, and then we're going to come to Sonya.
So I'll try and reel it back in if I can, because I could go on and on, about Adrienne. I probably got a story about everybody on here now I think about it, but I don't think that. I think the importance of friendship. I don't think I really understood that until I got older. You don't realize when you're in high school or in college um, how important that bond really is. I mean, like everyone talks about their group of friends. I mean, I also have a friend, shout out to Shauna Barber that I've known since I was in the first grade, and we are still friends. And the crazy thing is, Shauna went to FAMU too, so every homecoming, Shauna, Adrienne, and we got to get our picture. We hung out together when we were at FAMU. So, but I don't think I really understood the enormity and how special it was until I became older. Adrienne was coupled up in college and married soon after that, and that was something
I drink on that one.
What you say?
Don't say that because I introduced him, child. I made a mistake.
Anyway, you see that and you have these ideals for your life, and it's interesting because your mom will tell you this, people tell you this all the time. You look at other people and you say, gosh, I want that so bad, and what you don't realize is sometimes they're looking at you saying, gosh, I want that so bad.
Yes.
And then it's when you connect and you kind of you're vulnerable and you come out. And I can remember one time distinctly, I was like, I can't really talk to her right now. I was so green with envy because I thought that would have been me, right? And so it's like, I just don't understand why you don't talk to me, you don't call me. And I remember saying, because I want to be you. That is what I wanted.
And I was like, you want to trade?
And
right.
I was trying, maybe it was just Trey. I think it was just Trey at the time.
And I was probably pregnant with Avery because it happened right there together.
Yeah. And then she's like, do you know what I did today? I cleaned up throw up. I did this. The baby is on my bladder. I don't know what a club looks like. I don't, so she goes into this and she's saying, Sika, while you're around here trying to be me, I need you to understand. I realize what I missed out on choosing this Negro and deciding to have these kids, very soon
Right.
after. Why am I saying all of that? Because I think it is when you have a friend with whom you can be transparent.
Yes.
You can just bear it and not have to temper what you say. You don't want to hurt feelings. Nobody wants to do that, but not have to, temper what you say. It's just very important. But I don't think I realize the specialness of that sisterhood and that bond until I got older. In college, for any of you out there who are not in sororities, college would have you believe that deltas hate AKAs, zetas hate deltas, sigma gamma rhos hate zetas. That's what college would have you believe. And what you realize when you come out of your childish ways is that we're all women going through the same thing, experiencing some of the same things. We just happen to be in different organizations, Gamma Sigma Sigma Alpha. I mean, we just happen to have different affiliations,
Right.
but the struggles we have many times are the same. The triumphs can be the same, and it is when you are connected with, your friends that you learn you're not out there on an island by yourself. Of course, that marriage bond is special. Yes, it is. It is special. It is different, and it is unique. But there is a bond that you have with your girlfriends that is different from that. It's not better, it's just different. And I say
Yes.
that because while you try to be everything to each other, 25 years, Adrienne was married 29 and a half, I've been married 25. You try to be everything. You can't. You can't be everything to anybody.
Absolutely.
I love League. I love everybody on here, but I can't be everything that they need, right? And they can't be everything that I need. But I know that if it's certain things I need, I can pick up the phone and call Lika. Or when I see Roberta, when I see, and I mean, I remember like yesterday Adrienne's wedding, and Angela
Oh.
and
Oh.
her, and I mean, I can remember. And here come, I see her. She coming on. I just saw her pop on.
All right.
Hallelujah. So what I would say is, don't forsake that sisterhood, that friendship. Don't take it for granted. And as you age into it, let it reinvent itself. Let it flow. And I know she's gonna get into this. And don't be afraid to say goodbye to
Oh
someone.
yeah. Oh
Don't
yeah.
be afraid to do that,
Yeah.
because that's a part of that friendship cycle too. So
Yeah.
right here, this won't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
No, not this tribe.
This
Listen.
one won't go anywhere, but right.
Like I said,
Yeah.
it's closed. It's here you go right here. All right, Sonya, Lorraine,
Hello. Good evening, Dr.
Dr.
A
Lorraine.
and
We
friends.
need to see your face. So we
Oh
gonna
my.
y'all.
Oh my.
We going over here to Sonya first.
Oh
Um,
my. Oh my.
but yeah,
Long day. So
I
I'm gonna take a
understand.
pass this. I'm gonna take a pass this time, Dr. A.
Oh my goodness. All
Hey
right,
Sika,
man.
Sonya, Angelica. Hope y'all are well.
Hey,
I'm not sure
Lorraine.
I'm not sure who else is on the call.
Angela, Roberta, Erica.
Hey family. Hope y'all are well.
Hey. Well, we
Well,
don't know what you look like off video, but your avatar is gorgeous.
Thank you. Why thank you.
Say it's a stunner, isn't it?
Why thank you.
Right, right.
Why thank
Okay.
you.
So in a minute, we're gonna come back so that Lorraine can introduce herself before we go out for the break. But right now, Sonya is going to tell us, what it is that she feels about sisterhood. Because that was the question, Lorraine. How important is a sisterhood to you, the sisterhood friendship thing? And so Sonya.
Okay. I feel that sisterhood friendships are very important to me. I have two sisters, but outside of the friendship I have with them, because like they say, they cousins and sisters are your first best friends. But I've always been a social kind of person. And they like to say, oh, you have lots of friends. I said, no, I have people who are acquaintances, but I have
Yes.
some true friends. I can tell you back in 2008, I had health issues myself. Every one of my stepped in. I have some friends from junior high, high school, college, 3 different phases of my life, and they're all very present to this day. I'll be 56 in September, 4 away from 60, ladies. And I value these friendships so much. And it's almost sometimes we can feel when we're thinking about the other one. I'll pick up the phone to Adrienne and say, I was just about to dial you. Or I'll think about Sika and I'll get a text from her. Lorraine, same thing. My sister-in-law. So it's just, and I work with people and they always say, well, I see you on Facebook with those same ladies. And I said, those are my girls. We ride or die. They tell me, y'all, I live vicariously through you. I'm like, really? You do? So, and I tell them, I said, anything I need. We all have very different personalities, but when we come together, we just gel.
Just make it work.
We make it work. We make it work. And I love that. And I tell some women, that surprises me, some women say, I don't do a lot of women. I just can't. I said, you don't have one good friend, friend that you can go to and lean on and depend on.
Right.
Well, then they have to think about it. I said, everybody needs a friend.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Okay. All right. So before we go to break, Dr. Lorraine Polite Clark has joined us. So tell them who you are and what it is that you do down there in Jacksonville. And then we're gonna go to the break in a minute, but just want to know how important friendship and sisterhood is to you as well.
Well, thank you, Dr. Adrienne. Thank you for inviting me onto the podcast. It's amazing and lovely, and it just feels so good to see all these beautiful, lovely faces. I am Lorraine Polite Clark, aka Mickey. I am a general dentist in Jacksonville, Florida, where I love, engaging and making connections with my patients, and it just feels good. Been doing that about 26 years, and cannot imagine myself doing anything other than what I do. Sister, go ahead.
Look, I was gonna say, and 2 daughters and husband and
that. All that.
All that.
Wonderful family. But I thought we were talking about me. But anyway, friendship, sisterhood is meaningful, palpable, emotional connections.
Yeah.
Where, and we talk about this often, where, as you get older, those connections, the circle, the group gets smaller. And, our experiences are certainly different, but we are bonded. We are bonded because of some of those experiences. But we are bonded because of the connections. And so just, really, really important for me to have those folks who I know love me and I love them back. It's reciprocated.
All righty. So we are in the ladies' lounge, COUCHversations with Dr. Adrienne, real talk with real people for real solutions. And so we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to get into some of this conversation about, some of the trials and triumphs of 2020, because we have all had some challenges. And so hopefully something that somebody's going to share tonight is going to help you with something that you got going on in your life. So if you know somebody that needs to be a part of this, invite them to come to COUCHversations with Dr. Adrienne, myjbn.com app, or the Jericho Broadcast Network on Facebook. We'll see you after this break.
The COUCHversations Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call COUCHver.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU.
Welcome back to COUCHversations with Dr. Adrienne. It's the ladies' lounge, and I have some of my closest friends on the face of the earth are here tonight, sharing their wisdom, sharing their time, sharing their energy, because it was important for me that they were here tonight, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. And just love and appreciate each and every one of them for being here. You know, Angelica had some other meetings. Lorraine had some other meetings. Erica is at work. You know, ain't nobody. Roberta was running in. Sonia was running in. Seeker's in Orlando. Ain't nobody really chilling but me and Angela. And we ain't chilling because she been at work all day. And I've been. Yes. So just appreciate all of you, because as career women, you know, you have to do it all. Y'all got to mother. You got the wife, you got to co-work, you have to do all of these things. And so 2020 was challenging. And, you know, for some of us, sometimes it feels like 2020 just kind of rolled into 2021. Like there's no real separation. Like this is just 2020 plus 10 or something. And so I'm just interested to know, what have been some of your greatest challenges and triumphs during 2020? Because, you know, we've all faced some challenges, but we've also had some things to be very, very grateful for as well. So what have been some of your greatest challenges and some of your greatest triumphs? We're going to go down here to Dr. Lorraine. Since she just getting in here with me, I want to share some of the air with her.
Absolutely. So I would probably have to say, I you know, my focus is, or my mantra, my perspective is always half full instead of half empty. So my focus for 21 has been blessings. Blessed to have to sit still, and listen to God. And when I tell you, so profound, so real, so obvious, unmistakably transparent.
Yeah.
That was the biggest triumph and blessing for me of 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't really say challenges again. Just, you know, I always tell you, just push through. Yeah. I push through. You ask me how I'm doing. No complaints. Right. Just push through.
That's your favorite phrase. And I was so disappointed, I think is a good word, when you had to go back to work, because we had the opportunity to spend so much time FaceTiming and that sort of thing, you know, during the early part of the pandemic when things were shut down. And I really enjoyed that. And so I was disappointed when you had to get back over there, doing the stuff that allows you to have a direct deposit and keep some lights on. So
this is true. Yeah.
And have to give kudos to you, because Lorraine is my dentist and she is amazing, because I had dental trauma growing up and I didn't like the dentist and I was afraid of the dentist, but she is definitely an expert at her craft, her bedside manners, her expertise, everything. So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, Dr. A. Thank you so much for that plug, that shameless plug.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Roberta, challenges and triumphs.
Why did I feel like she was gonna go?
Because you knew, because you had that look on your face like you sitting in the classroom saying, "Teacher, don't call me."
Please don't call me.
Right, and that's how she sounds. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh goodness. Look, 2020 brought on a lot of things. We don't even have time for the laundry list of things that have gone on in my personal life and around me. But I have a tag on my car that says "Believe," and I actually had an accident. Long story short, and it was the same tag was on my last car. And somebody, I won't call their name, said, "You don't think you need to change the tag on your car?"
Right.
Who called the name?
Right.
However, no, I don't think I need to, because believing is what gets me through a whole lot of things.
Yes.
And if I didn't believe, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that's, you know, I listened to Lorraine talk about blessings, as we all are. Whether it be something small or something big, we are definitely blessed, and we need to be thankful and grateful for all that we have. And if you're not, you need to reevaluate some things and look at where you're going.
Right.
So again, my message to everybody is to believe, and you know, believe in something. I know a lot of people might not be spiritual. However, there are some positive things that we can choose to believe in that will help to keep you going and provide strength and enlightenment for you.
Yeah. All right, Erica.
Yeah, so 2020 for me, I started out, I think I said it earlier, I had met someone years ago, and in 2019, I was proposed to. And March 21st, we were hit like a week before with some news that our wedding would either have to be very tiny, very small, or we just postpone it for a later date. So the significance of the date that we were getting married was my 50th birthday. So I'm like my cousin. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. And we were just going to do things really big and just show out. And God set us down, and intentionally and on purpose. And during the pandemic, it was me and him learning each other, really going through some battles, fighting, arguing, and then making up. But in that time, I recognized that I'm always pointing the finger at the flaws or the things that I wanted the individual to change, or I don't like how you chew, and just some silly things, you know, and that's the reality for me. And then I recognized, because we had a conversation, that there were quite a few things about me that were dire to him that I needed to change. So I had to take a look in the mirror and identify that I too have flaws.
Yeah.
And that's when I recognized that, God put us in the middle of a pandemic for us to sit our butts down, get to know each other a little bit better, dive deeper into the relationship to really understand why we're here.
Right.
Why did this happen? And now our bond is a lot tighter than it has been before.
Yeah.
So it was a win. It was a challenge, but it was a win. And I count it all joy at this point. So it's been good. We have all went through some things that we thought were just like, oh my God, everything is over, job changes, all kinds of things. But I have to say that 2020 for me, let me identify my gifts. So there's some things that I want to do. I would love to start my own business. I watched my cousin with this Black Essentials and I said, I can do anything. My cousin's doing it. I could make some stuff. I got t-shirts I can make. And I'm just trying to dig into what it is that God gave me a gift to do. Yeah. And that's what I've been working on. So my relationship and just my craft.
Yeah.
So it's been good for me.
Okay. All right, Miss Sonia. Sonia is over there frozen out. Sonia, you there?
No, I'm here. I'm listening. Okay. 2020 for me, one of my biggest challenges was staying safe.
Yes.
Because when others were working from home, I was working right on through that pandemic every day. Yes. I actually worked even more because some of the people were sick and I had to go in and cover extra shifts. We were on this thing where we had to clean every hour, making sure we wipe down all the surfaces you touch. And in the pharmacy, we're kind of close in there together. It's not huge where we can really spread out. And a couple of times we had some scares because they're like, oh, did you work with Susie last week? Because, she tested positive. So once I got on the COVID team, and we were going into the nursing homes, we had to test twice a week. So here I am every 3 or 4 days going in, sticking that thing up my nose. I got tired of it. Yes. But one day I was working and the lady came into this little clinic I was working at and she said, I have a mustard seed for everybody because during this pandemic, we need to rely on our mustard seed faith. Yes, so indeed. That's what I had to do. Just dig deep and rely on my mustard seed faith.
Yeah.
And push through and work right on through it. I haven't missed a beat. And I'm just thankful that I remained safe and my family did. And I'm glad. I'm happy that we made it through. It's not quite over yet, but I see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, Angie.
Well, you can hear me, Candy?
We can hear.
Let me tell you this. I work in a small office and I have had to overcome so much in that office and to learn how to stand alone in your beliefs when you know that you are the only one who is going to stand. So, that was a big obstacle for me. And especially with people being so opinionated about the president of our country at that time, and to their views on other races, and just having to navigate through that, because I'm thinking to myself, well, if you are open and saying that about that race, then I could just only imagine what you think about me when I'm not here. Right. So just trying to navigate through so much negativity and so much prejudice and so much ignorance, and being in healthcare and knowing that those things are divisive. So trying to navigate through that was extremely hard. And of course, like you said, all those scares about going in with a patient and coming out and 5 minutes later, they tested positive. I've already been in there dealing with this person, and all the COVID tests, and my nose was raw, so you guys know what I'm saying. I mean, I had sores in my nose, I had so many COVID tests. Yeah. So, and having to stay out. having to quarantine, having to do this, but God kept me through everything. I never had COVID that I know of. I think I did when we didn't have a name for it.
Yeah.
But after we identified what it was, I don't, I was not subject to any of that illness. So I thank God for that. But I what I have become victorious about is just having faith over fear.
Mhm.
That is my motto going forward, probably for the rest of my life. Faith over fear. And I mean that with every single aspect of my life. I feel that I just have to put the fear behind. If it's something I want, go for it courageously. And someone said, I'm a kind of half empty, half full type of person. I'm glad for the glass.
Mhm.
So whether it's half full or it's half empty, I have the glass,
Right.
and I have the capacity to fill it or draw it down. So for that, I feel like I have come to be a stronger me. I thought I was strong before, but
Mhm.
I absolutely know it now that I am an overcomer.
Yes.
I know that I am worthy. I know that I am loving. I know that I give my best where my best is needed. And
Mhm.
even when it's not, I am accountable.
Mhm.
I am, I should be able to have the same and be afforded the same opportunities as the next person.
Mhm.
And I feel like I have a voice. So I'm getting used to using my voice and to love on me so much more
Yeah.
and to love on the people that love me. And
Yeah.
really after that, I don't really, it's a
It's
wrap.
correct.
I mean, I don't have to worry about who's not digging me and who is and all that stuff. I'm way past that. I know for myself, that's like Oprah said, this is what I know for sure.
Right.
This is what I know for sure,
Right.
that I'm
And
cool
then,
where I
because what I'm
am.
not gonna
Yeah.
do is,
Yes.
we have some of those moments too. Because what I'm not gonna do is, yeah.
What I'm not gonna do is, and
Right.
see, and I'm at that point where I really don't want you to take me to where I have to tell you what I'm not gonna do it. But I take that all in stride too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to tell you, hey, you out of pocket and you need to go sit down. I don't care who you are. You put on your pants the same way I do. You need to check yourself and
Yeah.
go on over there and we're gonna be fine. And I still can work with you,
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm very, very pleased at where I am as an adult woman.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to just being more sure every day.
Yes.
So yeah, 2020 was a learning curve. It was a time to trust, a time to feel, and a time to heal. So 2021, I'm stepping into this one, feeling better,
Yeah.
healing better, and thinking better.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, 2020 it did what it was supposed to do,
It did what it
and
was
I'm glad
supposed to
for
do.
it.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, Sika, and then we're gonna end with Angelica.
Oh boy, 2020, my goodness. So 2020 was
Right.
supposed to be a big year in the Green family. Um, let's see, Marvin was turning 50 and we were celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. So he turned 50 in April, and our 50th, our 25th wedding anniversary was in November, and we all went home in March. So we went home. I continued to work, so never stopped working. Definitely a blessing in that. Um,
Yes.
and then all of the social injustice caused a reckoning
Mhm.
at our organization and allowed me for the very first time in my career to just be raw with
Yes.
the the executives, my fellow executives, be very raw about it, how it affected me, how it continues to affect me, my family, and other Black and Brown people and allowed me to find this passion for diversity, equity, and inclusion that I never knew I had. So that is really awesome, and helping to with others lead that. It's been really great. Um, Everybody talked about 2020 being the year of perfect vision, because that's what I said. Oh, it's the year of perfect vision, 2020. And so I think it still was a year of perfect vision. The thing was, I think, as Mickey said, in order to get the perfect vision, you got to get all the crap out of the way. And the only way to do that was to shut the country down.
Mm-hmm.
And I suffered because I am an extreme extrovert. Everybody on this Zoom knows I'm an extreme extrovert. And I get energy from being around people and seeing people. And my favorite thing in the world to do is dance. I love dancing. So that was difficult. But it allowed me to clear things out and determine what really deserved my time. Um, it was great to wake up at 4 o'clock on Saturday morning and realize I didn't have to go anywhere. I could just turn the TV on and watch Law and Order until I fell back asleep. um, so I think it still was a year of perfect vision if people took the opportunity to use that time,
Yes.
as Vicky said, to get clarity so that you could see straight. I think another benefit of 2020 was that my husband found his inner Jay Garvin and was cooking up some stuff. When I say to y'all, Chef Marvin was on it. And my waistline is still recovering. Because I was at the table every night. He was cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I was there for it. I used to FaceTime Adrienne and say, "Girl, do you know what he is in there cooking? He is in there cooking lasagna. I sure wish I could give you some." So that was wonderful. And then all five of us were there together because my oldest had to come home from the dorm in March. And there is nothing like watching your young adult children interact.
Yeah.
I used to tell Adrienne all the time, I used to say, "Girl, how do you, I mean, the noise and the thing," she's like, "See, you gotta tune that out. After a while, you don't hear it." And she's absolutely right. But I think during the pandemic, I tried to key in and listen to them talk and them interact. And so that was a blessing as well. And I think it just gave me an opportunity to um, connect more with my husband, um, not just kind of go through the motions, maybe start having some conversations that we just have never found time to have. um, really get on top of finances because um, my husband made the choice to leave his job 3 weeks before the pandemic hit. He resigned, and 2 weeks later, the pandemic hits and they get sent home. And he had 9 months to kind of sit down and think about where he wanted to be next, in his in his life and in his professional life and things like that. And of course, there's nothing like being in your office, which is our bedroom. So that is my office. I get up, get dressed every day like I'm going out the house, and sit at the computer. And that's what I do every day. I make up the whole nines. He used to make fun of me, and I'm like, "Marvin, I have to do this to be able to define when work is and when home is." But he just, walks in and sits on the couch and starts talking. And I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. And then there are days when we get in each other's way, and it's like, thank God we've got enough room where everybody can kind of go to their corners. So
Yeah.
would I redo 2020? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, it just gave me a lot of time to take stock on what is important
Yeah.
and hone some skills and things like that. And yeah, seems like 2021 is going to be the sequel. But we're gonna push through that. What Mickey says, we push through.
We push through. We
I
push
have no
through.
complaints.
Okay. Angelica.
So Sika and I are very similar in some things. I guess my biggest challenge for everything is I'm not as much of an extrovert as her, but I'm definitely one. So I called Adrienne one time and I said, I feel like I'm in a depression because I'm used to going to sorority meeting, committee meetings, choir rehearsal, church. It's like all of that stuff I'm doing on Zoom, I'm never going out. And so my husband actually said to me after a couple of months, baby, you got to get out, because he walks and runs and bikes. And, I was just in the house because I was afraid to go anywhere. I was like, oh my God, I feel like this is not happening. And so I really kind of found my niche. I really got closer to God, started reading the Bible, doing Sunday school a lot. And he and I really connected. My husband is a far better cook than me. I'm pretty good, but he's exceptional. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to start being an exceptional cook. I started cooking all this stuff, kind of like what Marvin did, bacon, all of that. And he was like, oh, baby. I'm like, yeah, I can do all of this too. And so that really helped us to grow, because we love on each other all the time, but I'm gone all the time, and so is he. And so it helped us to really connect, just sit down and talk, watch movies together and just really love on each other. I've been blessed that, I've been working from home since April 1st of last year. So it really has helped me to do some things. But I do want to say this, and I'm going to be short about this. There were so many challenges for 2020, and I'm sure each of us have, heard about people dying and getting sick from COVID. But my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, her aunt was sick with COVID from June 26th until November. She was on a ventilator. They got called in several times saying there was nothing else that they could do. When I tell you, she fought through that. I mean, we prayed nonstop. We had prayer warriors from all over the country. She is back home.
Yeah.
She had to learn to do all of things over again, walk, talk. But when I tell you she walking and she talking with a walker, fine. She on Zoom talking to me, FaceTime. I'm telling you, she's a miracle. But God saw her through. She was determined. She's like, I wasn't ready to leave here.
Right.
So I'm just saying, there are stories, there are victories, and we can all get through it. And, we just got to keep supporting each other and just push through.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that what I would say about 2020, and I started saying this at the beginning of the pandemic, is that what this shutdown was going to show us, it was going to show us who was for us and who was not. And so you were going to have to be intentional about who you wanted to be connected to and stay connected to, but that all of us had lessons that we were supposed to learn, and that God was trying to get our attention, and that if you came out of it the same way that you went into it, you had probably missed an opportunity to grow. And so I know that, I am just, again, just so thankful that you all are a part of my tribe, and that you hold me down and you hold me up all the time. And so before we go to break, I just wanted to read a little something that I wrote to kind of set up this question that I want you all to answer after the break. So Women's History Month began its natural observance in March of 1987 and is an opportunity to acknowledge women's contributions to history, culture, and society. As mothers, sisters, co-workers, sorority sisters, and friends, not only do we contribute to the world around us through our professional work and civic duties, but our love and spirit of giving allows us to foster healthy relationships and support those that we love romantically. So we're going to go to our final break, but when we come back, I want each of you to answer this question for me. Who is one of the most significant women in your life and why? So come on back, join us for this last segment of the Ladies Lounge on COUCHversations with Dr. Adrienne, where my guest will be answering who is one of the most significant women in your life and why.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
Welcome back to COUCHversations with Dr. Adrienne, and it's been the ladies' lounge. Y'all, I'm looking for the cord for my computer so I don't die, because I just realized it was not plugged in. So y'all know I always got to have a situation. But I have some of my best friends in the whole wide world sharing the air with me, sharing themselves with us. And before we went to break, I asked them, in honor of Women's History Month, to share with us one of the most significant women in their life and why. So who wants to start?
So I am actually, I'll go first. So of course, my mother is definitely very significant. But probably one of the most significant women in my life was my cousin Carolyn. And Carolyn passed away on January 25th. She was my first cousin. And so she was my oldest aunt on my mother's side daughter. And my mother was she got married late. Like, my mother was 28 when she got married, had me at 29, which back then was, that was late. And so when my oldest aunt got married and first had my cousin Bill and then had my cousin Carolyn, and my mother loved on Carolyn. Oh my gosh, that was her favorite niece. And so then when my sister and I were born, or when I was born and my sister was born, Carolyn just loved on us. We were, I don't know if I have any cousins watching, but I will go on record as saying we were her favorites. I'm just going to say it. And then when Carolyn had her daughter, Tamika, Tamika became one of my favorite cousins. And she came to FAMU, and we got her there. And so Carolyn was like the big sister that I never had. Didn't matter what I did, she supported me. Didn't matter what problem I had, I could call her and she would say, oh, we're going to pray and fast. She lived in California. And I am very sad that she's not here anymore. Recently, since we've been talking about her, my mother has referenced many times that that I remind her of Carolyn. Mm-hmm. And I can only hope that she is in heaven looking down and very proud of the work that I'm doing. Now I'm in human services, and that's what she did for her entire career. She raised Tamika after her divorce, and Tamika is now expecting. And my sister and I are making plans to go out in July when the baby is born, because of course we have to be there so that we can love on the baby and make it our business for her to know how wonderful her grandmother was. And so to Carolyn was, I just always wanted to be around her. And so I know she's in heaven. I know she's not in pain anymore. I know she is looking down and so very proud of her daughter and her family. And I just wish I could have one more moment with her. But I know she's good. So Carolyn, if you're listening, I love you very much, and I know one day I'm gonna see you again. And thank you guys so much.
All righty. Angela, you on mute, Angie.
Okay.
Uh-oh, now we can't see you.
Uh-oh.
There you
Where
are.
am I?
There you are.
Okay. Can you hear me?
We can
You
hear
know,
you.
my technician left, my 18-year-old. So, you know, I got to learn how to do these things on my own. But of course, my mother, that, you know, my mother was a woman she was wise and loving and honest, and you know, she was truthful. So that was my rock, you know, and I would not be the woman that I am today without her. It's no way, because I remember when the doctor called me to the hospital. He said, "You know what? Um, your mom, what you're hearing from your mom is called the death rattle." He said, "You know, she's not going to be here long." He said, "So if it's something you want to say, you know, go ahead and say it." And because I don't know if it's going to be 2 days, 2 weeks, whatever it's going to be. He said, "But I think you need to come on over and, you know, talk to your mom." So I went over there to the hospital. I used to always call her Sweet Ann. I said, "Sweet Ann," I said, "listen," I said, "I know you're holding on for me." I said, "But it's okay. And I'm going to be okay." I said, "I don't want you to be here and suffer. I want you to take the hand of God and just go on." I said, "You know what?" I said, "I know you stand for me, but you have done your job." I said, you know, I'm good. I'll be okay. I will be okay." The hardest thing I ever had to do. And then that night, she died. So um, she was my rock. But I have been fortunate over the years too to have people who have stood in the gap for me, as mom, you know, not necessarily my mom, but a figure. And one of those ladies is Amina Sultan. She's a little 4'11" ball of fire. When I lived in California, she was like a mother to me, and brutally honest. I don't care. I mean, she'll put it out there, lay it out like it was. And if you take it and you just go off. But she loved on me and my children, or my child at the time, and then when I had my second, on my children. But she was so good to me, and so loving, and so open. And I love her to this day. She's been wonderful. So Amina has been one of those people. My Aunt Mary has also been one of those people that I have admired for her grace. And I thought she just always had it going on. You know, you just that one aunt or that one person in your life, you can see, oh my gosh, you know, she's got it going on. She's so educated. She's so this, she's so that, you know, she dresses so well. She's so poised and so graceful. And, you know, she gave you an example of what a proud Black woman should look like. And so she was one of those people. And believe it or not, I'm going to tell you, Vivian LaPrade, I mean, it took
Angela
that.
Moore, I asked you for
Yes.
one. You didn't get you on number 4.
I got
wanted one. Everybody got a book full, but I just needed one, ma'am, because we got some other business to get to. If you don't mind,
okay. But I'm gonna go. I'm through. But Vivian too, because she taught us that you can speak well and be Black.
Absolutely. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, boo.
Okay. I'm like most of them, I do have more than one. but my mother is at the top of the list, and my godmother. Those two, they shaped me, they formed me, they molded me into the woman that I am today.
Yeah,
absolutely. Taught me how to be resilient through anything. Yeah. You can work through it. And I'm here today because of them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All righty. And I can let you have them too, because I knew it was going to be a toss up with you for those two. So I knew that. Okay, Erica.
Don't mean to sound redundant, but my mom, for sure. My father passed away. My biological dad died, was killed actually when I was a toddler. So she has raised us independently to be, the people that we are today. My mom is tough. Mm-hmm. My mom is firm. My mom will tell you when you gain weight and tell you need to lose it because you look fat.
Her dad and her mom and my dad are first cousins.
Exactly. Oh. And so she has always been that person, but she has inspired me to be the best mom, to be independent, to stand on my own 2 feet, and to go for whatever it is that I want because I can have it. And so our motto that we always say to one another is reach for the stars and you'll become one. I've passed that along to my kids. And I firmly believe that because my mom raised us. We were like the Jeffersons. We started in the projects, Willis Avenue in the Bronx. Okay. And I was about 7 or 8 when my mom moved us to one of the most predominant areas in the Bronx. And we grew up there. And it was just watching her make these moves all on her own. It was just inspiring and taking me through the greatest of schools, taking me through the best dance classes. I went to Alvin Ailey. I went to Dance Theater of Harlem for years. I studied ballet. And she just really made sure that she molded us to be awesome. And I think that we are. We came out pretty good.
Okay.
So.
Angelica?
We're sitting here trying to figure out, and I would definitely, I'm going to make it short, but I'm going to put them, the 3 of them together. I'm going to say my mom and my 2 aunts, my dad's sister, my Aunt Mo, and my mom's sister, my Aunt B. The 3 of them have made me who I am. And they've supported me through everything, loved on me, told me that I could be whatever I wanted to be. And until this day, they still tell me, you're just amazing. They say this stuff to me all the time. And I'm 56. And I'm like, thank you. And they're like, no, you are. You are just amazing. And we love you. Every time I talk to all of them, this is what they say all the time. And they're telling my nephews the same thing. I don't have kids. And so I just appreciate them for just continuing to love on me and to make me think that I'm everything that I'm supposed to be and more. And it's because of them, and I appreciate them. And they love people. They support people. They support the community. I mean, they're always giving, finding somebody they can take food to, love on, take some clothes to, taking somebody to the store prior to COVID, all of that. So I think that's where I get my love for people from them.
Okay. All right, Roberta.
I too have 2. My mom, who was tragically taken from me at the age of 11, was also my best friend. My grandmother stepped in, not as a replacement, always as a grandmother, but my guardian, my grandparents, and most would say that I'm probably more like my grandfather, but my grandmother, provided that love, security, stability, and some might say that I'm a little spoiled. They ensured that happened. So again, I am thankful and grateful to those people. And what's wrong with being spoiled? Isn't that right, A?
And nothing, not one thing. Last but certainly not least, Dr. Lorraine.
Hands down, without a doubt, unquestionably, Helen Poe Polite, my mother. I call her a silent, poised warrior.
Mhm.
Silent, poised warrior. She doesn't say a whole lot, a woman of few words, but when she speaks, powerful, and it resonates with everyone. She's poised because, she always taught me and my siblings to sit erect, no elbows on the table, just manners, and was really firm and strict in that. And warrior because, listening to some of the challenges that she faced as, a child, as a young adult, and certainly as a mature adult, she's almost like, I liken her to Wonder Woman. She will just dodge it all, just resilient, just will dodge it and you won't know it. And so just an exemplary example for me of just a woman, a mother, and certainly a Christian. And last but not least, certainly not least, my first example of being a servant to the people, and certainly a servant to God.
And I, of course, have to, echo everyone's sentiments. And I know all of the mothers. And so my mother too is the woman that I would say has been the greatest example for me of a mother. She's my biggest cheerleader always. A wife. I used to think, and Avery Lauren just said, hey, aunties. I used to think, and Lorraine and I have talked about this because we are so much like our fathers, and our mothers are the opposite, but strong, silent women who have held those men up and down.
Yes,
and so
yes.
And so I know that, in my next marriage with my last love of my life husband, I will be a much better wife because of watching my mother be the prayer warrior that she has been and backbone that she has been to my dad. So before I start crying, I want to share something with you all. And then I have something that hopefully you will enjoy. And this is entitled, Friendship is the Chosen Kinship. We don't get to choose our blood relatives, we inherit them. We don't even always like everyone that we are related to, and often tolerate them because we are expected to. We often think that certain roles and titles, like siblings, parents, aunts, grandparents, mean that people should conduct themselves in certain ways, loving us the way that we want to be loved, forgetting that people can only love you to the capacity that is within them, regardless of their role and title. One definition of kinship is a feeling of being close or connected to other people. Our friends, the people that we choose to allow to be a part of our lives, hold a very special place in our hearts because we have chosen to allow them to remain there. And the closeness and connectedness has nothing to do with being blood related. My paternal grandmother used to always say, you give people their flowers while they're alive so that they can smell them. So I could think of no better way to kick off Women's History Month than with a tribute to some of the many women that I love, honor, and cherish, and thank God daily for allowing them to be a part of my heart. And I'm so blessed to have you all in my life. So this was the ladies' lounge, but that's not why I brought you all on here. I brought you on here to tell you thank you for being who you are in my life. And for the ones that could not be here, Trina and Kisa and Niska, But there are many, many more. You all are just my core tribe, but hopefully there are some others who are out there watching. So look for yourself and enjoy this tribute. And thank you, Al, for allowing me to use your voice.
Yeah. Girl, just to see you smile, I'd walk a country mile with a bag of fresh fruit to dip in. Beautiful chocolate skin. 'Cause I love the sway of your walk. Subjects and verbs when you talk. Oh yeah. And though I rarely see your cat on TV, oh no, you're my American beauty for sure. You're my pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. You're the prettiest girl I've ever seen. I love your beautiful mind. You're the treasure that I wanna find. You're my sunshine on rainy days. You take my breath away. Oh yeah. And I love to play in your hair. I love the feel of the motherland there. I love the touch and the taste of your lips. Oh yeah. The fullness and curves of your hips and derriere. You're my pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. You're the prettiest girl I've ever seen. Yeah. Girl, just to see you smile, I'd walk a country mile with a bag of fresh fruit to dip in. Beautiful chocolate skin. 'Cause I love the sway of your walk. Subjects and verbs when you talk. Oh yeah. And though I rarely see your cat on TV, oh no, you're my American beauty for sure. You're my pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. prettiest girl I've ever seen. I love you, beautiful mind. You're the treasure that I wanna find. You're my sunshine on rainy days. Ooh, you take my breath away. Oh yeah. I love to play in your hair. I love the feel of the motherland there. I love the touch and the taste of your lips. Oh yeah. The fullness and curves of your hips and derriere. You're my pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Pretty brown, pretty brown, pretty brown, my brown queen. Yeah. You're the prettiest girl I've ever seen.
So, I love and appreciate you all more than you know. And I probably sent Roy 500 pictures. And he was like, "Are you serious right now?" So I appreciate him for capturing it. And when I saw it and my aunt's picture was last, and I thought, how appropriate. So I just love and appreciate each and every one of you. I don't even have enough words to express what you all and all those women in those pictures, and then the ones that Roy couldn't get on there, or he said it's already 6 minutes, Doc. But if you are a woman who is a part of my life, I just appreciate you. And this was just my attempt at giving you your flowers while you are here. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know it is late and I just appreciate you. And so I'm going to have that video posted outside of this conversation. People can go back and always watch COUCHversations, but I want to post the video separately as well. So thank you all for being here and for loving on me. I appreciate you more than you know. And if you have any closing remarks before we go.
It's nothing to say after that, I don't think. What do you do? I mean, just seeing because we all have so many people in common, and I think that's what makes it even more beautiful. So we love you, Dr. A.
Yes.
We love everybody. And
y'all thought y'all were just coming on here to be talking, huh?
Yeah.
That's what we thought.
Great way to start, if I say so myself. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love you.
Yes. Love you.
Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for
Yes.
bringing you're the core. You're the core of it all. And we just appreciate you so much. I mean, you touch my heart with everything that you do. So you're a blessing to me. And I just love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too. Okay. All right. Well, anybody else, if you have nothing to say, then I just want to thank you all for hanging with us, and make sure that you join me every Thursday at 8 p.m. because this is Women's History Month, and I have some amazing women who are lined up to just come and share some of their wisdom, some of their challenges, some of their triumphs. So make sure that you join us every Thursday for COUCHversations with Dr. Adrienne on the Jericho Broadcast Network. Go love on somebody that is just not easy to love, because it's easy to love the people that you love. So have a good evening.